10 weird facts about water you never knew. Number 10. You can't smile and breathe at the same time. There are many weird facts about water that we don't know. But this one is super interesting. Have you ever tried to breathe while smiling? It's quite difficult, right? Your breathing stops when you smile because the muscles in your face change position. This causes your windpipe to close so you can't breathe. And even if you did somehow manage to breathe, the air would go straight up into your mouth and make you choke. If you try it, you will understand what I mean. Because of this, every time you take a breath, your lips automatically pull back so you can breathe normally. But this doesn't happen when you're swimming underwater. That's why we have to learn how to breathe through our mouths when we swim underwater. No. 9. Iceberg lettuce. Even though they look different, iceberg lettuce and water are both 96% water. A head of iceberg lettuce weighs about 2 pounds, which means there are almost exactly 2 pints of water in one head of lettuce. You can actually use lettuce leaves as a replacement for plastic wrap by placing a leaf over the top of your bowl or plate. The lettuce will stick to itself with a little bit of water and keep food fresh. Let us know in the comments if you've tried this before. 8. Water has memory. Yes, water has memory. Sounds crazy, right? Well, it was discovered that water forms tiny clusters of molecules held together by hydrogen bonds. These form a hexagonal pattern, and the bonds can stretch and bend but not break. Are kind of like a never-ending game of telephone. So when water freezes, the hexagonal lattice expands and remains rigid. When the water thaws, the hexagonal pattern remains. So the water seems to remember its shape. Crazy, right? In 2004, scientists found out that water also has a type of memory called quasi-memory. In this case, the water forms temporary bonds with other substances. This allows it to hold on to smells and tastes for long periods of time. So water isn't just a liquid. It's like a sponge that absorbs and remembers things from its environment. 7. Water can cause cavities. Did you know that you should drink your water instead of eating it? Here's why. When you eat something very sweet, the bacteria in your mouth starts to multiply rapidly. They feed off the sugar and produce acids. This is what causes cavities. The more sugar you eat, the worse it gets. But if you drink plenty of water during and after eating, the increased water content helps neutralize these acids and prevent cavities. But be careful, because this only works with xylitol and erythritol, 2 sugar alcohols. So if you want to protect your teeth, stick to sugarless gum made with these ingredients. And now for no. 6. But first I want to give a big shout out to some supporters. Thanks so much for watching and supporting the channel. If you are new here, be sure to join the family. In winter, lakes freeze from the bottom up. When lakes freeze over in the winter, they don't freeze from the top down. Instead, they freeze from the bottom up. This happens because ice is less dense than water. So the frozen water at the bottom of the lake pushes up against warmer water until all of the lake is frozen. But this also means that the bottom layer of ice is the oldest. When you drill a hole through a frozen lake, the water that comes up first is actually from the bottom of the lake. Number 5. In England, the Speaker of the House is not allowed to speak. This is one of the many strange rules surrounding water. The Speaker of the House is not allowed to speak. In England, the Speaker of the House is not allowed to speak unless he wants to break a centuries-old tradition. The Speaker presides over debates in the House of Commons, but he cannot speak. He's also not allowed to speak outside of the House of Commons. This rule dates back to 1322, when the Black Death killed thousands of people in England. At the time, it was believed that the speaker had contracted the disease and was spreading it. To avoid any suspicion, the speaker began presiding over debates without speaking. And although the plague eventually subsided, the tradition continued. 4. Crying could make you feel better. We've heard it a million times, but crying could make you feel better. And there are scientific studies to prove it. When you cry, your body releases hormones such as prolactin and cortisol. These hormones help reduce stress and anxiety, and water plays an important role in this process. Tears contain more than 98% water, along with oils, proteins, salts, and sugars. The water helps dilute stress hormones and flush them out of your body. Plus, the physical act of crying could reduce muscle tension and help you relax. It also stimulates the nerves in your face, which sends signals to your brain to release endorphins. Endorphins are natural pain relievers that make you feel good. So next time you're feeling stressed, let the water flow. No. 3. Eating water. Some people say eating water is the best way to stay hydrated. But what does eating water even mean? Well, some foods have a high water content, meaning they are mostly made up of water. Watermelon, for example, is 96% water. So if you eat a slice of watermelon, you're basically drinking water. Other foods with a high water content include cucumbers, tomatoes, spinach, and lettuce. So if you want to get more water in your diet, try eating more of these foods. Number 2, hot water could help with jet lag. Drinking hot water could help you adjust to new time zones faster. This may sound strange, but there's a scientific explanation behind it. When you travel across multiple time zones, your body's internal clock, it's also known as your circadian rhythm, becomes out of sync with the actual 24-hour day. This can cause jet lag, which is a condition that makes you feel tired, disoriented, and out of sync with your surroundings. But drinking hot water could help you adjust to the new time zone faster by raising your core body temperature. This helps reset your internal clock and align it with the new time zone. One study found that drinking hot water could reduce jet lag symptoms by up to 30%. No one. Water has no taste. Although we drink it every day, most people don't realize that water has no taste. Our tongues are able to detect 5 basic tastes: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and savory. However, none of these tastes apply to water. Water is tasteless because it doesn't contain any sugar, acids, salts, or other compounds that stimulate taste receptors on our tongues. However, the container that holds the water could affect its taste. For example, a copper container could make water taste slightly metallic. This is because copper ions leach into the water and stimulate certain taste receptors. Similarly, glass containers could make water taste different depending on the type of glass used. For example, water stored in lead crystal could have a slight metallic taste due to lead leaching. So next time you take a sip of water, pay attention to its taste. You might be surprised at what you detect. Thanks for watching. What's your favorite fact about water? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Till next time, do you know any obscure facts that could make for a great video? Share your ideas in the comments below. See you later.